Yo, what up, guys? Welcome back to the Overkill Underground. Here we go. What is this episode here? I got to backtrack to see what episode we're on here,
God.
but we're on, this is episode 9.
Nine times.
Welcome, fellas.
9.
Doug, how you doing?
Hey, man, it's great to be back in the underground.
That's right.
Love you ladies out there.
That's
I
it.
know you're all happy to see me. I know.
That's right. He's
I
there.
know.
He's
I
there.
know.
What's the word, Lance?
He's a clown.
How you doing?
No.
Hey, I'm great.
Classic.
My future is bright.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
That's a good one.
Well,
Like
Cliche.
I
like
think
that.
I think, well, isn't the dollar supposed to crash in the next 12 days?
Right.
Hey, ladies.
Yeah, there he is. Yeah, you calling me a clown. Look at what you're doing.
Here we are. He's in his shades. He's live.
Yeah.
He's in form.
Yeah, we're good.
So we got let's go back just a little bit to where Nick gets blindsided.
Yes.
So that was, that's where we basically left off, and then we enter into Scott and Jason kind of, they're the villains of this whole thing here.
Hashtag sabotage.
And so, yeah, we get into this.
And you know what? I should apologize to Jason because I thought that would have been his baby, his idea to sabotage the
You ain't kidding.
tribe.
Yeah.
You
But
ain't
it was
kidding.
Scott's.
Yeah.
Scott's the
It was-
evil man.
Yeah.
It was Scott's evil idea, and I was a little shocked by that, and I'm surprised Ty went along with it. I can see him going along with it
I
because
don't think
he's
Ty
such a
exactly
weak-
went along,
he's
but yeah,
weak.
he was right. He was forced into this
Yeah.
situation where
Yep.
weak.
Scott, though, still, I look at him and I'm thinking while I'm watching him, this is his persona to be that tough guy, and I don't care, like he's out on the court. And then in the back of his
He's
mind,
like he's playing basketball.
in the back
again.
of his mind, though, really is he too worried about winning the $1 million Survivor Challenge
Yeah.
when
Exactly.
he in the reality it's going to get taxed and it's going to end up being 600,000 or 700,000, which great, whatever, but the fact of the matter is he's got
He's got
38 million to his
Yeah.
earned career,
Right.
or something.
He
to the
just
sort.
bought himself
So-
a ticket to another season.
No.
If they do a villains type of thing. Yeah,
no
yeah.
way.
Oh
You
yeah.
can't bring a celebrity.
He's a
celebrity
huge villain now,
No.
man. He's huge.
What?
You could be right, though. I
Yeah.
mean, I kind of agree. Maybe with a superstar, you can't. I mean, he's serving as a decent villain. I mean,
Pouring
Could
the
you-
water on there blatantly in front of everybody.
No,
That's
absolutely.
huge.
That-
I've never
that-
seen that
that
one
was
yet.
huge.
But he's a celebrity.
That was huge.
They can't bring him back.
but
as
he
a
is a
villain.
celebrity. It's hard to
If
say.
he was a
Yeah.
regular villain, it would be one thing.
Even better was how oblivious Joe was to them just grabbing the hatchet and the thing in the morning, and him just standing there making the fire. I thought he was coy to that.
But really,
he knew what was going on.
you saw
Well,
he
it
was
was dark.
steamed.
Yeah.
You knew he was upset.
And he was the one that
Scott
did
was
the
mad.
sabotage. Joe was the
And-
one that first used the word sabotage.
He did.
With
Right.
the FBI skill stuff going on right
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
Well, he knew those guys were awake at the same time.
Yeah.
With him,
True.
He knew.
True.
And who else would be that vindictive at
Exactly,
this
right.
point in the game?
But to pour water on the fire like that, like
blatantly in front
Huge
of
that
move.
everybody.
was
That's
huge.
That's a huge move
oh
for
my
sure.
goodness, unbelievable how they
Might,
did that.
might as well take him to the end.
Oh yeah,
And then Joe,
Oh,
he
yeah.
also. So we got into the reward challenge. We have the Chinese takeout.
yeah,
For the
yeah.
reward.
Yeah, General Tso's.
And, right. So we
Yeah, one of the General
we get into
Tso's.
that, and immediately Joe is the one that's like, I'm sitting out.
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know if they had decided that as a team
I don't.
beforehand.
I think he just didn't want
What was
to
his
be in a
motivation?
position to choose. I think he wanted to not be in Julia's position. Julia decided
True.
to go with the
True.
guys.
Yeah, it's a
I
good
think
point.
he wanted to avoid that position, and then he instantly said, "I'm with the girls." To show
Yeah.
to show he was with his
of
alliance.
course.
He was
instantly
pulling.
wanted
He was
out of that.
He was
position.
pulling those stops to show
Yeah.
the girls' alliance that he's definitely
Yeah, he wanted out of that
with,
tough position.
with that crew.
He
without
didn't
a
really
doubt.
want to jump through those hoops. Yeah,
And you
that's
can't.
a lot of work.
Somebody's
Yeah.
got to go over with the guys then. So Joe puts all the girls in a bad position because somebody's got to go over there.
Yep.
And Julia, she jumps to it and she had her reasons and everybody saw it. But you can't blame the gal because somebody had to go over there. If Debbie raised her hand and said, "I'll go over," everybody
only
would have been
made-
like, Debbie, you're switching sides now. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Plus,
Debbie was ultimately the one who trusted her.
And it only made sense that Julie was the one to go over there. Nick was over there. She was kind of whatever with Nick at the time. So it only made sense that
was
she
Michelle,
did go
though,
to.
too. Wasn't Michelle too?
Well, Michelle
At a
was, but
point.
she's already formed the, her and Sydney and Debbie. They're all and of course Aubrey too. They're all real tight. So I mean, Michelle of course is going to go.
No,
with
Michelle
the
was real tight with Nick though.
She was.
That was her tightest ally.
She was.
Julia was just kind of.
But she
dragging
wasn't
along.
Julia. Yeah, well, wasn't Julia there though before Michelle and Nick? I mean, technically, because she was with the just the Scott and Ty and Jason.
She was with in
So,
that tribe, yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then Nick basically came along when
Jumped in, brought
when he decided to go
Michelle.
against the Brains. Right. Yeah.
brought Michelle along. Yeah.
So.
And
but-
Ty got his noodles.
Yeah.
Ty got
Right.
his-
Yeah.
He was
did.
dying.
He was-
He
he
fed
was-
his chicken.
So yeah, he did too. Yeah, he got his.
He should have put his foot in his mouth last week. Now he's putting real Chinese food. I mean, it's unbelievable,
yeah, no
that guy.
kidding.
Anyway,
Well, no, yeah, we obviously it was Ty, Jason, Scott, Julia for the win,
Yeah.
and then
I mean, it's a tough challenge. I mean,
Jumping
the,
through that
the
route.
challenge.
that was the easy part.
run the ropes was easy for everybody. For both sexes, that would be simple.
And then
but
jumping around the post.
Yeah, the
Right,
throwing kind of, you got to put your, the guys were switching
Aubrey,
off.
as
Scott
you can
and
see, Aubrey wasn't very athletic.
yeah, but Debbie was put in a tough spot. She was the only one that would step up and throw and have the
Well,
confidence to throw
the
well.
amazing
Oh,
part.
she had a cannon.
And she had to stay out there.
Speaking of Debbie, she had a cannon.
She did. She did well, but she had to stay out there while Scott and Jason got to switch it up. You
Yeah.
could tell
Yeah.
the boys were playing ball
Yeah.
at some point in their life. Ty was
For sure.
definitely not throwing a baseball
No.
wherever he was at.
He
in
wasn't throwing
Vietnam,
nothing.
I mean,
Yeah.
coconuts maybe, but
No,
Yeah,
if
you're
he was
tossing
doing
those with
anything
two
with
hands,
it, he
maybe.
was- no, he was using it as a soccer ball, if anything.
yeah, sure,
where he's
yeah,
from.
he was kicking
Right,
them. So
right.
Debbie was in a tough spot there. God bless her soul. She was though. This week I watched this time, Charlie. She was a chemist, and she was some sort of aircraft patrol pilot or something. I think. Did
Yeah,
you catch
I think
that first one?
I didn't catch either of them to be
Yeah.
quite honest, but you know what? Both times.
It was,
well,
it was a
I'd
fast-moving,
say-
exciting episode.
I'd say most of the times she's a chemist.
Yeah, chemist.
More
yeah.
so than any of the other ones, but she's all kinds of aeronautic,
Yeah.
acrobats and
Oh yeah.
whatever kind of circus amusement you can come up with, she's done it. So, but she's quite the character without a doubt. And, I'm upset because obviously we get to the end where that's an upside down tribal council. It really it's awesome to watch the whole thing kind of play out.
It
And
is,
then
but you know what?
towards the end,
Debbie was
I think-
her own worst enemy.
in
And
a
let's-
way,
when somebody came up to her with any type of idea, she wasn't hearing any of it. It was always what she thought. I mean, she was kind of running every
She's very stubborn.
very stubborn
she
woman.
was stubborn.
Hey,
She was, yeah.
and she was like,
Well,
"I'm not putting,
right.
I'm not putting Julia's name down. Period."
Right.
And
She
like,
trusted Julia.
just like
she trusted her.
But at the same, exactly. Just at the same time that Joe was saying, I'm not writing Debbie's name down either.
Right.
But that's the thing where Aubrey, she gets into this thing and she's like, let's just vote one of our own off. Let's not worry about any other options at this point. Let's just get rid. And Debbie, like, I think if Aubrey would have
Force
played a
them
little
to-
more smart, she would have said, what's your idea, Debbie? Let's think about some things.
Yeah.
Aubrey's talking about not playing emotionally. She played more emotionally, I
Right.
think, than Debbie did.
Right.
You
Yep.
know.
But
Right.
but back to the reward, real quick.
Yeah.
The guys had to win that because
Oh,
their
they had
idea
to. The
was
whole- the whole
to
way
make
it
the
came
girls
together.
suffer with no food, kill the fire, take the hatchet, make them starve.
Yeah.
And the only way that worked was if they won the reward and they could eat and the girls couldn't. That was huge. Because they could keep
Yeah.
that going.
Yeah, that did keep.
Because if the
that
girls
right.
could eat Chinese food, that whole plan, the sabotage, just made them look like, bozos
Oh,
and
absolutely.
mean guys, and it still didn't work. But it actually did because they had to win that.
And
That
that's-
was huge for
Yeah.
them.
Definitely.
Absolutely.
Very
helped them.
huge.
No kidding. Yeah.
Girls made a mistake. They voted Debbie out, an emotional decision.
Yeah,
It's gonna
yeah.
come back to haunt them because now the guys are stuck together.
yeah.
You think so?
Guys out.
What's he- what- what'd he say?
Yeah,
What'd he say?
obviously, the girls should have stuck together and voted the guys out. But they essentially, if we're rushing to the end, essentially the girls got what they wanted. They found out who had the idols and they flushed them out. Now everything's out in the air, up in the air now. Everybody knows who has what cards to play. And Ty essentially ends with both idols. He accepted it officially at Tribal, and he doesn't have to give those up.
He doesn't have to.
Is that now that's an official rule where if it's is accepted at Tribal?
You have to stand up
But
and
those
say,
are his.
Yes, those are his now. He said, I accept, and Jason
Yeah.
said, I'm giving it to him.
Gotcha.
I accept, and being at Tribal, that's official. He can do that.
Yeah,
They can
yeah.
do that at the camp.
That makes-
but
yeah.
Tribal
That-
just cements it.
That puts it into a crazy perspective to know where we're going with Ty in the next episode.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and him being
Absolutely.
He's the wild card, I'd say.
He's going to be a serious wild card.
Yeah.
With the fact
Well,
that he's holding on to
Aubrey is speaking
Jason's idol now.
Yeah.
And he wrote down Jason's name last week.
And
Yeah.
who did he say he told Jason he wrote down somebody else's
Debbie.
name though?
He said
I
he wrote
think.
down
Yeah,
Debbie.
Debbie.
He
Yeah.
wrote Debbie
so
down.
that's
Yeah,
right.
Debbie.
That's pretty funny
Super
too, 'cause-
idol in my pocket.
I can't believe
Yeah,
Jason gave his
yeah.
idol to Ty.
Well, what I thought, and
Ty's
you know,
going to win the game. I mean, how could he
If
not?
he takes Jason and
It's
Scott,
hard to
man,
say.
solid, definite move.
I think so
I mean-
because he's already gone. You know, Ty is going to let his emotions run free, and we're going to see it on camera. But in the end, he knows what he's doing. He even joined in. I think he's a strong part of this villain team now.
Yeah.
because he stepped up, put out the fire.
put a
Yeah,
fire
he
out.
did.
He put out the
That's-
fire.
And he comes up, he goes, are there any
Yeah,
embers?
he's
There's got to be embers. I mean, there's got to be.
There's gotta be, right, yeah.
I'm so surprised. I can't believe it.
I mean,
He's
you
the
couldn't-
first one waking up going,
He's a-
what's up?
it's
couldn't
so
come up
cool.
with a better
It's
question,
so-
I guess.
Scott, please
Jeez,
help
oh,
me, Scott.
man.
It was unbelievable.
Hilarious.
And then the immunity was a great challenge, I thought, for both sexes to compete equally
That was a
in
very-
that. It was fantastic
That was
idea
a
for
very
that.
cool immunity.
It was.
Yeah,
It
yeah,
was.
yeah.
It was almost impossible. The
Well-
way they had to knock down, and then they were falling midway, the dominoes, so that it
Exactly.
wouldn't continue.
Well,
Is that
and
the first
Michelle's
time they-
Oh, man.
Michelle's
That's the first
Michelle's
time they've
actually
done
went
that.
down. She was all the way at the end, and you saw him, domino effect all the way to the end, and
Yeah.
then you noticed there was one missing before the last.
yeah.
That was the very and that was within. I mean, you don't know what the time span was between that and her getting that, but it was earlier than anybody else even had the chance to, and it was that one that was missing just before the last one for Michelle on the first try, and I'm like, damn, like I noticed that
Yeah.
first thing, and I'm like, you see it on the next couple,
Yeah.
and you're seeing 3 or 4 fall out of place.
Yeah.
But what I thought was really cool was the fact that Jason was able to think through the fact that he needed to take those blocks as you bounced them across a beam and work from the back, kind of spacing them out and just going along as he came back through the steps.
Yeah.
And it was kind of a good way to not have to run out as far, but I don't think really anybody thought about that until he kind of did it without even intending on doing it.
And you got to
And-
make sure that's right,
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah.
knocking them over.
Right.
And once you knock them over, you got to start over.
You
That
see-
was the key to that too.
Yeah.
That was beautiful challenge.
And
You've
I
seen
think a lot of the key is making sure that the block is hitting the next block as square as possible, because if it hits it at an angle, you saw where they were
Yeah.
falling off to
Yep.
the side. So
Yeah.
if they were cocked a little bit and they started going
Right. They would fall a different direction.
Right,
You'd
right.
see them start going, and then a couple would be miss. It
and
was a
and
tough challenge.
It was a very tough
I
challenge.
mean, and you wanted to mention Aubrey running through the
oh,
tires.
but that was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
I mean, she had a very, very decent chance to win that, and
Oh,
she was
man.
doing okay.
She made it through what, 2
She was
steps
doing all
in
right.
there, and then fell on her
she had,
face.
She had like 2 blocks to put in, and she was like, "All right, I'm gonna
Yeah,
sprint through this
sprint
like
through
I'm running through tires."
Yeah. Oh yeah. She
doing
made it through
foot-
like maybe 2
football drills.
footholds.
She
And
looked
then
like she was at a training camp or something, right? He's just flying
panic, just panic stricken, like running from a burning building stuff. I mean,
Jeff
it was
even made a
terrible.
comment. There goes Aubrey racing.
Oh, it was
through.
hilarious. Yeah.
Oh my god. Way too fast.
Yeah.
That's way too fast.
That was awesome. It was awesome.
Man, my
was hilarious.
goodness.
Quite amusing.
You know,
yeah, it
did
was
you
good.
have to take one piece? Did you have to take one piece at a time, or were people just doing that?
It was one block
Was
at a time.
You had to do
Yeah.
one block
Yeah.
at a time.
Yep. But
Now-
you could, you know, if you tip over, you know, whatever 4 blocks fall off, you know, you just had to go back and get those
Yeah.
4 blocks that knocked off, and then you could rearrange all the other ones, you know, as
what
you
Jason
went
was
through.
doing.
And that's exactly what Jason
You had to
was doing.
take
yeah.
all those blocks out and take them back and set
Yes.
them on, and then do it one
Yeah.
at a time.
Yeah.
again.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I
That's
mean,
terrible.
it was a great challenge.
It was
a very long
fantastic.
And I can only imagine, yeah, it had to have been a decently long challenge. I mean, they looked like they had been going for 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, a
probably,
Oh, I'm sure.
Good
you know,
20 minutes
at least.
You know,
I
out in
bet
the
you it was
sun.
a half hour.
And then
Could
Julia,
have been, yeah, absolutely.
They
Julia
probably
came
gave them
through.
some water though. They've had plenty of water at this point now.
Yeah,
so those 50-gallon jugs they were getting.
Yeah, right. They can just dump it on the fire.
And what
No
a
big
what a
deal.
great
Now they got
camera
tons of
shot!
water.
What a great camera shot! They had Julia on at the best spot to win it, and the camera followed her dominoes. They had her at the end,
Yeah.
right where the camera was, and they followed her dominoes all the way over, and you just knew she was going to win it.
Yeah.
it was a
Right.
fantastic shot.
That
It
was a
was
good-
too.
it was
really
so
was.
cool.
Good
Because
camera.
you
So
saw them, hit where you were saying they would go sideways. You saw them come down, and
Yeah.
you saw they were coming. They
Oh,
were just
yeah.
laying on top
Yeah.
of each other, real nice,
Right.
nice and
You
flat
could
and
tell
straight.
after a couple dominoes
yeah.
went down, she
And
was
you're
going to
and,
hit the
and
dog.
those dominoes are getting balanced on what looked like an inch and a half strip of wood that's on a couple of strings, just being balanced by these grids that you need to walk
Yeah.
through. So it's like, you know, those
Great
those
challenge.
blocks were just swinging where
Yeah.
they looked like they would fall, just barely even
Thank God
breathing.
they didn't
on that thing.
have a windy day.
Well, that it wouldn't.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
even think they
Yeah.
could have done the challenge
they
if that had
couldn't.
been the case.
You know, yeah. I
Because
mean,
even the blocks falling down the
They got
piece
other
of wood
challenges they could
was
do.
was like
Yeah,
shaking the other
Stand
blocks.
on this post.
yeah, stand on a piece of wood for 4 hours and be bamboo.
Yeah, some of those challenges are
Oh, they're
are real
vicious.
grueling like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I really hope to see the like jail cell underwater
The jail
challenge.
cell
Yeah, that
underwater
is
would be
panic.
That's
yeah.
that's a great one.
Oh man.
And then the other good one is the where they're on the pole, like you're saying. They got to grab up around a pole and they got to balance their feet
Oh,
on like
goodness.
little quarter inches
Yeah.
of.
Oh, yeah.
The one that got Joe, is that the one that got Joe a couple seasons ago?
I can't remember, Doug.
Oh, Pretty Boy Joe, I think. I think he might have won that, but
It
maybe,
could have
I
been,
think he might
yeah.
got him
Yeah.
there. You know, but unbelievable challenge. Well done. So they go
Yeah,
back
no
to
kidding.
camp. They go back to camp.
Yeah.
And then what the girls want to do? The girls want to do 3 for Jason, 3 for Scott. The initial plan, the
Right.
straight up initial
Yeah.
plan, right
Yeah.
when they
The
got back to
original
camp.
plan.
They
Yeah.
had like what 6 people over there or something.
Right.
So they
Wait,
did.
that was Debbie's original plan.
Right. Debbie's like, I want 3 for Scott, 3 for Jason, and 2 for who? For Julia or not Julia?
No,
but
we'll go.
2 for,
We'll go 3 here and 3 there, and they'll vote.
Do
3
our
for
3.
One.
Yeah.
the,
They'll
the
vote.
3 of them will vote.
Girls should have went with that plan.
They
Well,
should've.
they could have, and you never know if they would have done that. Ty could have just held on to the idols and
could-
just
he-
sat
he-
there. I thought that's what was going to
Absolutely,
happen.
yeah.
I thought Scott was going to get voted
I
out,
know.
and they were both going to be like, "Hey, Ty, play that," and he'd go, "I'm going to sit down."
Yeah.
You know, he wasn't going to do anything. I
Yeah.
thought
Right.
that would have been awesome.
That would have been
You
pretty
know,
good.
it's,
That
I'm
would have
not
been
going
killer.
to play it. I'm not going to play it. You
I'm
know?
not playing nothing, right?
Yeah.
The way he accepted the idol too was just awesome.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna keep this. and
Yeah, just
One of you 2 are going home.
yeah. This is my dark side.
Yeah,
that would have been great.
And but
Oh,
he
man.
does he solidifies the whole alliance with them.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, not that it had to be solidified; it was there already. Everybody knew
Yeah.
it, but that's what really just like, yep, I'm more of a player in this thing. But you know, his smart move, I really do believe, would be to go with Jason and Scott, and you know, if they
Oh,
can
yeah.
hold on to Julia, you know,
Jason
they
and
gotta-
Scott are probably thinking, "Hey, at this point, we want Ty to win the $1 million."
Maybe I
Yeah.
don't know if
Scott
Scott
ain't gonna
does
get it.
or if Jason does.
Jason
but
doesn't feel that way.
Ty's
no.
definite way to it is taking both the villains who he's allied with, because nobody seems to have a problem with Ty. You know,
No.
even the girls, the dark-haired girl, from Beauty. She even said, Michelle or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She even said, like, Ty's a sweet guy. You know, I know he had nothing to do with it. It's all Jason and Scott. She said that. I'm like,
In the
what
meantime, he's
Yeah.
dumping,
Hey, he's dumping water.
he's putting fires
Yeah,
out.
he's putting
Right.
it out and coming up. It's
That's
cold.
Totally.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm gonna pee on her drinking cup.
yeah. So Audrey then gets
Jeez,
upset
man.
with Debbie, right? So I just want to follow this one more time. Debbie
Yeah.
gets upset, or Aubrey gets upset with Debbie for including Julia in the plan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So then now she goes with Sydney, and she's like, I got Joe. Aubrey was like, I got Joe. And Sydney was saying...
Joe's like, nah.
Yeah, Joe's
Right.
like, absolutely not.
Uh-uh.
He's like, this ain't going to happen.
Nope. Not going to do it.
Sydney has the Michelle chick. I don't even know if that's got it. Is that her name? Michelle?
Yeah, Michelle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so they want to go with it. So that just doesn't. Bob's right. That does not make sense to me.
It doesn't
you
make
know,
sense that they voted for Debbie.
It's a weakness
at
in the
all.
huge girls
It really
alliance
That was
right there.
really
yeah, that
doesn't.
was
Now-
Aubrey's.
I could have saw it going the 3-3-3 and almost tying at the end. So where I thought something crazy might happen, where they were forced to play the Super Idol, right? Because Scott would have gotten voted out,
Right.
Right.
and then 3 votes would have went to
Cindy.
Sydney for sure,
Sydney,
Right.
and 3 for
and
Scott.
and
4
3 would have
for-
went. Well, 3 might have went for Debbie too at the same time. So there would have been, and if it would have been a 3-3 tie at the end, I wonder. I mean, I'm really curious to know how that would have played out with the Super Idol. So it wouldn't have been whoever carried the Super Idol, but what would have been a tiebreaker between the two? We won't know, but I could have seen that 3-3-3 tie playing out in a ridiculous scenario where maybe they did include, it's an idol, so they wouldn't have included the Super Idol holder. I wouldn't believe, but that would have been an interesting.
I mean, the
scenario to see.
whispers
How-
and stuff were cool. We've
but
seen
how-
that before, but the whispering.
Who
and
were the
stuff
four-
was
who were
happening
The
the
before.
whispering was excellent.
Who
Too.
were
They
the
went to town.
four Debbie votes? It was Aubrey.
It was all the
Sydney,
girls.
Sydney,
Yeah.
Julia,
Yeah.
and Michelle. Julia, the one that Debbie thought
trusted.
trusted the most. Yeah.
She-
Yeah.
if
Like,
she
no,
would've
I'm
known-
not putting her name down.
Yeah, Debbie said something at the tribal to, I think, solidify or try to reach out to Julia, like unintentionally, I think. But she had mentioned something about being loyal and like Julia, she didn't worry about Julie when all the other girls were worried about her. And I thought Julia would have picked up on that. So, we're not going to vote Debbie.
Yeah.
But even Julia, everybody was surprised with the idols. And I thought that would have affected some votes too. But to see the idols, okay, and you're the girls,
and they
you
make such
see
a
the
show
idols,
out of it too.
right?
They made this show.
Why
out of the
not
whole
just
thing.
keep with the plan?
Yeah.
The original plan and keep Debbie. It just didn't make any sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because even if now who has the idols, why not just change it up again? I thought that's what they were whispering. Like, hey, Joe, go with the original. Hey, Sydney, let's 3-3-3.
Right.
Right.
Get him
Yeah.
out. Put the pressure on Ty then.
Yeah.
Play if he's going to play those idols or not.
Right.
And that would have been the smart move. You want to start making moves in the game. You put pressure on people.
Ty would use
that,
his
that would have been
idol.
a smart move to make.
Joe's passive pressure was by stepping out of that challenge. That
Absolutely.
was pressure
That
on
was
somebody.
pressure.
You
That
know,
was pressure,
I
yeah.
think that was intentional. Joe is not a dummy.
No,
And Joe stepped
no,
out to save
not at
himself.
all.
And he might have not noticed it, but he put a lot of pressure on the girls there.
Heck
Let's
yeah,
see
he
what
did.
happens here.
Yep.
But I'm still going to go with the girls on this.
Absolutely.
yeah.
Brilliant
Yeah.
move. It's just good stuff
Smart
happening
play.
there.
Real
Yeah.
smart play with Joe. And yeah,
Joe ain't gonna win $1 million. The guy hasn't done anything.
Yeah, he's a
No.
coattail rider,
Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
He's surfing the coattails,
Big
big time.
Big
I mean,
time.
he's stuck. I
But-
think your
but
power
But
players
he
are
hasn't.
still there.
You know what?
though.
He hasn't voted any of those people out. I don't think he wrote Nick's. No, he did write Nick's name, didn't he?
Yeah, I think Nicky did. I think he did.
Nick.
Write
but,
Nick's name.
He didn't write Debbie's name down.
No. Debbie would
Neil,
vote for him.
And
Man.
Neil's part of the brains. I don't know.
And if you stuck around till the end, Debbie in her last interview did say, they played, they were scumbags, but they played a better game. So
Yeah.
I think her vote, which is what all Survivor final votes should go for, not emotions, but it should be who plays the best game. We talked
Yeah.
about it last
Yeah.
season. And I think her vote will be honestly for the best player of the game as she watches it unfold, and which is what you want. As
It's
much
like they
as-
should almost have to go as the
A biased judge,
And
or an
not even-
an unbiased.
She would
judge.
vote for Jason if it was
it's
proven
hard
to
to say.
her that
Unbiased.
it would
he played a
almost
better
make
game.
it would almost make sense for them to really be sat down and said, like, listen, try to, as much as you can, take your emotions out of what happened throughout. But, again, though, too.
How can you do that?
It's
Again,
kind of
though,
part of the
too,
game, though.
Two
You
of
know
those
what I mean?
assholes
It is.
voted me
Right,
out.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
but I think
it would be a
I would
difficult-
see Debbie voting Jason if the game unfolded and he made like awesome moves.
Yeah,
she would
I
be
could
like,
see
he
her-
played a good game. I gotta vote for
It
him.
could go, it could go like that, but it's hard to say.
But this type of villain moves that they're doing, Russell did a lot of this stuff, and he still didn't come back
And
with
that's-
a million.
that's the whole thing
is
right
going
there.
to hold on
That's
to
the
those
whole
idols
thing.
for himself.
That would be cool. That would
He
be
is-
awesome.
if
Or play
Scott-
it for one of the girls.
It doesn't matter if Scott or Jason get votes and they're next on the chopping block. I guarantee you, he's going to say, "I'm not going to play. I'm sorry. I'm going to hold it for myself."
Yeah.
I could see it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Super Idol.
You gave it to me. I got to protect myself.
Oh man.
Hold it for himself.
Yeah. Or play it for one of the girls or
he
something.
ain't gonna play it for a girl.
The guy he's very wishy-washy, and if you
It's hard
see
to
in the
say.
next episode,
And that's right.
Jason's
That's where we're headed.
kicking his chicken around in that last episode. If you saw it,
Whoa.
he's like hitting the chicken, and I don't know if Ty saw that or not.
Oh
Because-
yeah. Well, Aubrey made a she's talking to Ty.
Yeah.
and Ty does not like Jason.
No.
I guarantee if
No.
Jason's name gets written down,
Ty
will
has
hold on.
something. Yeah, he
He
has
will
something to do with it.
Yeah.
Maybe
he
even.
might save Scott, but he
Yeah.
would not save Jason.
Yeah,
Right.
him and Scott started out. They had a pretty good strong bond.
Oh,
but
yeah.
we will see in the next episode a something to do with the Super Idol. I mean, they're obviously a lot of.
Absolutely.
I
want
to see it played already.
A lot of stuff is gonna be said.
Yeah.
And they're gonna put the pressure on them to play it now at this point.
Oh, yeah.
Which, you don't know what it's gonna be like until we figure out who gets the immunity necklace for next episode. But even
he may
still,
play it for somebody after they get voted out and say, "Hold on, Jeff, I want to put that. I want them to use that after the votes are read." If Ty doesn't like the way something pans out, he
Yeah,
may,
right.
but he ain't gonna do it for Jason. I'll guarantee you that.
no, well,
Yeah, I agree with you.
He may do it for somebody, but it ain't gonna be for Jason.
Right.
It
Could
might
be,
even
yeah.
be. It might even be for one of the girls too. Somebody that he might want to go to the end with.
that's a possibility.
But it still would be stupid because he hates Jason, but it would be smart to take Jason and Scott. I mean, that's
You can
his
take
ticket.
Scott then. He
Taking
can take
Jason
Scott
would
with
be a
him.
smart move. But Scott, he's had his big villain moment of putting the fire up. But really,
take Scott
at
to
the
the
end,
end, of course.
At the end of the day, though, is that really that big of a deal?
I
Like
think
I
it would.
was frustrated, and then turn
know what else?
turn it
The
all
guy
on
has
Jason if you're
$38
Scott and you make it to the end. Turn it
million.
all on Jason. It was all Jason's
You
fault.
don't wanna take
Ty
Sydney
can
at
vouch
this
for me.
Fine.
He made
Yeah,
us
right,
do it.
right.
He made us do it. But I
Either
mean,
way,
Scott is a likable guy.
Everybody knows Scott
the
made
same time.
millions of dollars.
True.
They're not going to give him another.
That's going to
million.
be right. That's going to be in the back.
It
of their
will
heads.
be in their
Yeah.
determining factor.
You just don't want to. I don't
The
think
guy's
you want
already
to sit
got money.
next to Sydney in this one, and you might not want to sit next to Julia either in this one. I mean,
Watch
those
out
are
for
your-
Aubrey. Aubrey's a smart player.
Yeah, she is a smart
Yeah.
player, but we could see something crazy
Yeah.
happen next episode where Ty ends up taking that Super Idol and saying, "Well, guys, it was fun, but now I'm going back to my people." And he realigns and says, "Listen, I had
go to
this
the end with the
opportunity to get this idol, and I had to, I know the rules. I know how we had to do this. I got it. Now, I'm going to make it to the Final Four at least with you guys. Obviously he would want to go to the Final
I'm
Three.
telling
but
you exactly how it's going to play out.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. All right.
Yeah, I'd
Ty
love to hear.
he's in the beauty tribe. Obviously, it's not because of his looks. It's because he's a beautiful person.
Right,
And he's going
right.
to he's going to perform a beautiful act by playing that idol for somebody that he doesn't want to go home. Period. And it ain't going to be Jason. I'm telling you right now.
Well, I agree with that.
I
He
agree with
should-
the Jason thing.
He
Yeah,
should
that's
save him,
that's
but
probably true.
Probably not going to be Jason.
That's going to be his lovable act. His that's the beautiful part of Ty.
I mean, the famine is kicking
And his
in.
chicken.
These people are looking worse and worse, almost like
If-
the bus
I'll
stop.
tell you what. If he does see Jason kicking his chicken,
You
he will not have a problem
God,
voting
yeah.
the guy out.
I
And
mean, I
that's-
didn't even like that either.
and-
Come on, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's where we're gonna end it on that note.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
be kicking Ty's chicken.
Don't be touching the cock.
Don't be kicking the chicken.
That's
Yeah.
$1 million
All right.
cock right there.
Right
Don't
there.
touch my chicken.
Yeah. Oh
So-
man.
that'll be it'll be fun to see how episode 10 plays out after such a great episode this time around, where
Should we
things are
should
really
we
ramping up,
hashtag-
amping up, and it's it'll be great.
Should we hashtag $1 million cock?
Yeah, hashtag it.
Hashtag. We'll let you do that one, Lance. But we'll see you guys next week. It'll be episode 10. Don't
Episode
forget
10.
to like, comment, subscribe. Go ahead and comment. Don't be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
wanna hear
that's
it.
fun. Subscribe.
Yep.
We'll be here next week. So if you subscribe, we'll be here next week and the week after as well.
Yeah.
So, check us out. Episode 10, Survivor Series. We'll see you then. Later.
Adios.